Welcome back, everyone. So, a potentially troubling situation, being stuck in space. This is the story of two American astronauts who went up to the International Space Station fairly recently. I think it was June. And they were due to stay there just for 8 days. It was going to be a relatively short mission, but then they discovered there were some mechanical issues and a leaky propulsion system on their shuttle that was going to bring them back to Earth. So, to err on the side of caution, to play it safe, which is always wise, they decided to either send the space shuttle back remotely to Earth to be fixed and potentially wait for the next mission that is going out to the International Space Station to pick them up and give them a ride home. So they could be there for up to 6 months or potentially even longer, depending on if this next mission gets off on time, if they have delays, it could be longer than that. Apparently, food and water is not a problem. They are well supplied, oxygen, everything. They've got more than enough.
Good.
For current estimations, so that's nothing to panic about. But yes, they will be just the two of them in a fairly small space capsule.
Yeah.
For quite a long time, a lot longer than expected.
See you next week. And 6 months later.
Yes. I hope, and I'm sure, again, these people train for all eventualities. This must have been mentioned in the what's the backup plan type training. So hopefully they're not too distressed. But it must be boring, boring and confining, if nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And especially as more people come, possibly, the space station is going to get a little crowded.
Yes. I wonder, on the way back, will they have to put in extra seats for the two?
Can you just you can just sit down here in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Or will they just be crouching on the floor in between everybody else?
Put some pillows for padding and then...
Yeah, don't they have to be strapped in?
I think so.
I'm sure they'll make proper arrangements.
They'll figure it out. Sure, SpaceX will save everyone, I'm sure.
Fingers crossed for ample space. Anyway, so let's discuss further with some of our side questions. So I don't know how much you know about space, John, but...
Too much.
Good news. So can you tell us, how does being in outer space affect a person physically?
You get stretched.
Really?
Yeah, so if you're in space, the longer you're in space, the less compression is put on your spine/bones, and your body starts to stretch out. It's been theorized that if people were continually born in space, they would actually be born with pretty long and brittle bones, but very long limbs and body, especially to help swing you around in the spacecraft. Yeah.
Is that why you're so tall, John?
I was meant to be in space. Yeah, I've had a lot of compression on my joints, though.
Well, thank goodness. Otherwise, you'd be. You can't tell how tall John is sitting down, but.
I guess with every pizza I eat, I could be getting shorter because it adds more compression. I suppose.
We'll have to keep feeding you pizza then.
But also, being in zero gravity means that you will look younger. Because there's no stretch on your skin from gravity.
Wow.
Yeah.
The next generation of beauty treatments could be space-time.
Your heart gets weaker, though. So there's that.
I see.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
Look younger, weaker heart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I won't go for my space beauty treatment. Don't want to stress out my heart. How do you think staying on a space station for extended periods of time would affect a person mentally?
Yeah, because from the 2 space movies I've seen, they do actually go through pretty good, strong mental training. It's solitude. You are in a confined space for months, if not years at a time, for a couple people out there. And so you do have to be mentally strong enough to not have that claustrophobia kick in, no cabin fever. You have to be okay with, getting into this very strict routine that you are keeping every day so that you don't kind of fall into any sort of psychosis patterns. But yeah. Otherwise, yeah, mentally it's probably not the best thing. But I'm still up for being a custodian up there.
You'd give it a try.
I'm okay. 6 months. Give me internet and a broom. Maybe that's not the best one for a space station, but I'll clean and watch my movies, and I'll be happy.
There you go, NASA. The offer has been made.
Yeah. Right
And we have an offer for you.
Oh.
It's called the vocabulary section, and it's more than you bargained for this week. It's amazing selection of not just space related but very useful everyday words that hopefully you can find a purpose for in your everyday speech. And after you've enjoyed those, come back and see us in the next video. Bye bye.
Put into perspective.
Put into perspective.
Not hold one's breath.
Not hold one's breath.
Leaky.
Leaky.
Troubleshoot.
Troubleshoot.
Hitch a ride.
Hitch a ride.